This is the Darwin project. We are on Xbox One X. This is a free-to-play battle royale title where a small group of players battles one another in an attempt to survive. It's more melee based. You do have the option to craft arrows for your bow, and it has some elements of survival to it. It's a bit dumbed down in comparison to what it once was. It has changed. It was in game preview on Xbox for quite a long time. I did an initial video back in the day, and I first saw it at E3 quite a long time ago. So it is interesting to see the game in this final release date and what they have changed. And you got a nice shot off on that. So yeah, it is kind of frantic melee action. It is enhanced with a push towards a 4K resolution, no HDR support. And yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a different title. That killed me, but not... I think I hit him more. That's weird. Anyways, we'll jump into another match here. Alright, we're in another match. And like I was saying, it's interesting how it's sort of evolved since the game preview. And then, you see collecting resources right now, and you collect wood and everything like that. And you can use your little character here. So there's different classes you can kind of pick, and that changes what sort of tools you get and what kind of abilities that you can buy. You see with the B and the Y option. That's where the Darwinium kind of feeds into that. So we have this crafting wheel here, and you can build things like a fire. So you look in the bottom left and you see I have a frost meter, and that kind of goes down through the match. So usually you got to use like 1 or 2 fires a match. You could also pick up like a coffee ability, and that's like an item that you can use, and it just kind of heats you up. And you make things like a shield. I think is really helpful, but you can do like a bear trap, you can make more arrows. And then at the bottom we have our special things. So these two are specials. These are extra bonuses for tracking, and they're basically just extra things that you can kind of build and work towards. And hiding in trees is kind of cool, but like I was saying, it's not quite as intense as it used to be in terms of what you're building and the kind of crafting while you're playing. It leads to faster matches, but it's not quite the same experience. I think it works here, but that's just something I wanted to mention. Generally, it's a fairly fun game. I think visually it's quite impressive on the Xbox. It runs mostly quite well. Get a good draw distance. The art style really looks alright. It was a lot more interesting of an art style back in the day. I don't think it's quite as impressive now, but yeah, it still looks nice. It runs fairly smooth. Let's get a cage trap. I don't know if I should use that because there's somebody that is kind of close to where I am. I'm going to head more inland so I don't have to deal with them right away because I want to kind of get chatting points done and everything like that. So yeah, you get to customize your characters too. I believe it's ramen they use as like a currency in this, and then you kind of get like a free gift every once in a while, so that's nice. And you get different items for clothing, and you get to customize your thing. Well, I think my guy character, I don't know why I'm defaulted as the female here, but you get male and female edits, and my guy's got some pretty cool like hockey shoulder pads and stuff, which are pretty fun. And it doesn't seem like it's like unisex gear, but yeah, anyways, interesting title. You get different areas. So basically the sections kind of close off as the matches, like they progress, and then you get pushed into different areas. There's a couple different sort of options for how the areas close in. That like might be like a strike, or it might be a blast and everything like that. And it just kind of pushes people inwards, and then you can see on the map there's like a care package almost, I guess you could say. You see that big like red thing, white thing, it just kind of flashed off the screen. That is a special thing that gives you a lot of the Darwinium, and that'll get you your abilities a little bit faster. So I'm going to quickly craft a shield thing. So another neat element of the game is sort of like the hunting system, which isn't quite what it used to be. But you see I built something here, so someone else could see that highlighted, run up to that, and then they'd be able to hold down on it or use their bird pal. And then they'd be able to track where I am at the current moment, where I've been and stuff like that. So that is an interesting element of play. So as you can see, I'm actually freezing right now because I didn't use the wood to build a fire. I added a shield to me so that I can take a hit. But luckily there is a tree in the distance so that I can craft a fire. There we go. And heat myself up, so you can see that aspect of play. So it's a fairly streamlined experience in terms of, sort of using things. We're going to set up a trap here so you can also see what that is like. And there are a number of tools that you can pick up in order to use, and they're just small advantages. So for me, a very helpful thing is getting my turret and kind of setting up a defensive perimeter so that I can kind of like lock people in, or well, not lock them in, but cage them into my area and kind of get a nice defensive perimeter set up so that I'm more prepared for battling. You know, because there are going to be other people I'm fighting with and everything like that. And it is a lot faster paced of a game, at least in my opinion, than what it used to be, and I find that interesting. It's got a kind of a cool vibe to it, you know, cold Canadian winter and everything like that, which is interesting. And it definitely does some different things. I mean, it takes the Battle Royale thing. Ow. There goes my shield ability. You can smoke and get out of here. Maybe set up a trap. Well, it's kind of a bad spot for a trap being on the cliffside. But, oh, wow, that actually worked. Huh. He hit me through the trap? You've got to be kidding me. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just going to leave. That being said, yeah, it's kind of neat. Maybe give myself an arrow, because that might be a little bit of a helpful thing while they're still away from me. Fetch that. And, yeah, it's got some neat aspects to it, some neat different terrains. You know, the environment changes up as you're playing. Well, not as you're playing, but within each match. You get kind of different zones to deal with, and new threats, new locations. They're not as dangerous as I remember them being. A lot more, like, a little bit less hilled and volcano-y. There's still a couple, like, lava-based areas, but they're not as treacherous as I remember them being. So generally, I think they've done a pretty good job with the game. It's different, right? You know, it's a different kind of Battle Royale game, and it's a free-to-play, so it doesn't hurt to check out. Am I still being followed? It's like I'm running into another person, almost. But yeah, it's kind of different because it is more melee-based. The melee system is interesting. I don't necessarily have the best hang of it. It was better when I had a shovel. Now I'm using like a hockey stick kind of thing because I thought that looked cooler. But yeah, definitely a different sort of experience in my opinion. And I have some fun playing it. You know, I think it's kind of unique, and that makes it a little bit more special to kind of experience. There we go. I got my turret now, which is a big help. And then can I use the Hawkeye just to quickly gather resources while I can keep moving, which is kind of helpful. I haven't gotten too many abilities, but I hope I've been kind of showing them off, like the smoke and everything like that, which has been nice. You can do the clue investigation. Let's get down here and capture this. I'm also gonna put up my turret because that's gonna be a little bit more protective as I get harvesting this thing, just in case somebody's nearby. It's a good thing to have set up. But yeah, it's a cool game. Looks like the cold is definitely being an issue again. Is there somebody like right there? Might as well get the fire going, because you never know when you're in the middle of a battle and you get like the cold comes in as an effective thing. Like you know, it's a surprising thing, right? You know, you're fighting, you're not paying attention, and then all of a sudden you're freezing to death, which is obviously an issue. Ooh. But I don't have any bows and arrows, but it kind of makes them like move a little bit, so you can do like the fake off kind of thing where it's like, hey, and yeah, it's a neat mechanic. I don't know how I kind of missed that guy. And then there's also like a bit of an axe, like lancing. I can't remember what the term is, but it's like where you both swing at the same time, and it kind of does like a block for both of you, and no one takes damage, and then you can do like a jump down. But yeah, it's got like a certain style to the melee in this one, which is kind of interesting. Did he run away? So yeah, definitely a different kind of combat. I'm not sure it'll be for everyone, but it's kind of cool. How did he get me there? See, the thing is, like, I've hit him so many times. And we're just kind of blocking, but I think it's the next hit is like death for either of us. And he's trying to wait for the right. Ah, just got him, so that's good. But it was pretty close, and I get a bit of a heal on that one. So I'm gonna kind of. I don't think that had any kind of options on. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's great. Getting in the back. So I'm gonna try to use my turret as a little bit of a friend help, and maybe get my shield going. So the turrets actually can be a great distraction and assist item when you are fending off against people. Okay, it looks like there's another one of these resource things coming back. Now I don't know quite where that guy went. But this is a good time to get my invis going. because invis is also a helpful tool. I guess we'll harvest this. Why not? But yeah, it's kind of it's got some fun little quirks, and again, different. And that's like a big thing for sort of battle royale games at the current moment, is doing something a little bit more unique. I'm just surprised it took them this long to kind of get the game going and out there. Okay, where is he? Took my shield off, which I don't appreciate. Looks like he also shot off my turret, which I don't like. But I can set up another turret, and as he's coming over here, that could cause a little bit of assistance. Yeah, there we go. So it's got some neat fast moving action to it. Nice. So that guy had a lot of loot on him, so that was very helpful. And my inventory is basically full, so I gotta use one of them up just so I can kind of have things. So the tripwire is really cool. Oh, kind of sucks that that is an issue here. I guess I use the coffee, and then I could fetch the cage to be used back. And we'll move out into the main area here, maybe grabbing an arrow along the way. But I hope I'm showing off the game and giving you kind of an idea of what it's like to play in it. Doing a little bit better than I usually do in this match, quite honestly. So hopefully, recording-wise, everything worked out fine. But yeah, it's got some really different sort of things in a streamlined way. And I totally forgot to mention there's a director. So as you get level up a bit more, you're able to play as a director, and you kind of like mess around with people playing the actual game, like, you know, like I'm doing right here. So I think that's kind of a neat aspect of play. So I've got a lot of tripwires and stuff, and we are in the end game of the match. So I'm gonna start kind of picking like a house area. I really like this spot, and I'm gonna just basically trap this up like crazy because yeah, I think that's gonna be, this is gonna be a good spot to kind of fight off people. I shouldn't use my invis, but I guess it also kind of covers me while I'm setting things up, so I don't have to deal with as many issues. Probably not a good spot for a tripwire, but get the sense of what I'm going for is I'm just trying to create a situation where I've got more of a really protected area that we can hopefully, I can, you know, sway this enemy individual into going into, hopefully, and not having to deal with too many problems. Sudden death, yeah, so let's get the fire going, make sure that the health is up good. And we've got a lot of tools, maybe we'll get that going, and also set up a bear trap here too. Just trying to show off as many different kind of things as once, so that you get an idea of all the different mechanics in the game. And we're in the end game, so I don't think we need too many wood pieces, so I'll give myself a couple bow and arrows. Yeah, we're kind of getting shrunken inwards, so my trap thing was not the best idea. Yeah, okay, great. Well, I thought I had more time than that, but we are getting pushed towards the absolute center of the map. So maybe here might be a good spot to quickly throw up my turret. Yep, okay. Well, there goes all my cool supplies and stuff, but you get the idea of kind of trapping people, and it works better in the earlier game, especially when you're fighting someone. Where is this person? Where are you? Oh, they've got a trap too. Nice, okay. Invis. And see if we can sneak up on... Oh, the turret's gone, okay. Nice. Oh. I thought the pulse mine might help a bit. Uh-oh. Forbidden, not good. Let's get back into the action. Where are you? Where did you go? Well, you gotta be somewhere in here, right? Oh, just got me. But yeah, generally a good match. I think that kind of shows off the game well. Gives you an idea of the mechanics and the gameplay, and hopefully goes over it to a good degree and everything like that. Just kind of sucks to lose at that point.